Alright, and welcome one and all back to Dead Space. We'll hop right in here. As usual.
Things are looking up. A military ship just docked in, the USM Valor. I don't know what it was doing out there. It must have gotten our distress signal. We can't talk to it until the comms array is fixed. I'm gonna hack the door to communications for you. Get in there and find the comms control station.
I feel like when she says hacking, she means it in like the Facebook hacking sense. Like she actually just has a control panel. It does seem weird that you'd have to hack the doors individually. Is that something actually on the other side of this glass? There is an actual, like rendered space over there, so presumably I'm going to be over there at some point. Yeah, alright. Quick stop at the shop, although if memory serves, I don't have anything to... 7,000 credits, okay. Not much I can do with 7,000. Need 10 to get a power node, and I'm doing alright otherwise, so. What? We're just back here? It's literally the same space. Let's go. Oh, come on.
Activated.
You got it. Those ones are doing a bit better. So that's interesting, because I was backed in a corner, I couldn't see my health bar. And, I also couldn't see the bad guy who was just hacking me apart at the, hacking me apart at the waist there.
Anomaly detected. Quarantine activated. Quarantine lifted.
See, I activated the health pack, but it probably interrupts the healing if you take any damage while the thing is going, so... It's pretty much just wasted, wasn't it? Ooh, some frame rate issues there. Yeah, there we go. Got all my med packs replaced. Got anywhere? Yeah, more sparkling shit. It should be sparkling, although it isn't. Okay, we'll head up the elevator in a moment here. Pardon my cough. Still haven't quite got over that disease yet. 10,000 credits. I'll probably need a little additional plasma energy just for the sake of replenishing, not completely, but replenishing some of the losses. Who put that box in? Alright. Force gun damage upgrade. Yes. It's hard to know which of those two guns is the one that I really want to keep around. Like the one that I want out by default, just because this one is applicable to more situations, but the situations where this one's most applicable are kind of
I think someone's listening in on us.
usually surprising, unexpected, kind of. Something's way too close to me now. Right? Like if something was going to shit out of that vent right now, I'd rather have the force gun equipped so I could just shoot that thing, right? Take it out. One hit. But in literally any other situation, see, the shrieking helps, you know. The regular necromorphs, they sort of, I think they roar, almost. I don't know, my memory's not doing too great on that front, but those ones and the weird spindly ones with the big inflated explosion sacks on them. Whereas those things on the wall remind me, well, pardon, but they remind me of the movie The Thing, you know? There's still evidently a piece of person in there, and it is having a really bad time while these little shooty bits erupt out of it. You know, that's a little more... See, that's fantastic. That's a much better enemy. A big, creepy, you know, still relatively human-looking, honestly, just with stretched dimensions, right? The necromorphs look humanoid, but there's like nothing left of the person. It's just a skull and blades, right? That thing looked like just a really jacked up person, like someone where you grab them on either end and just stretch them out or something. And then when I actually damaged it, it just disintegrates into a jiggling mess of tendrils that animate individually. That's much more horrifying than the other enemies thus far. So, ugh. Anyway, so I get the impression that maybe somebody on the Dead Space team knows how to do horror. You know, not that those enemies are necessarily the end-all and be-all, but they're a lot more upsetting than most of the necromorphs have been thus far. Why did they save all this stuff for the late game? That's really what I'm wondering now. Is, like, what was the point of, you know, you wanted, if you wanted to sell people on the horror, it would have made more sense to me to put that kind of crap, the really frightening shit up front, you know? And I mean, I guess you have to have something in reserve for the end, but
the ship is under attack, but requests to issue a distress call have been repeatedly denied by Captain Matthias. He won't say it, but everyone on the bridge knows why. This is an illegal operation in a prohibited system. We've all known for months, and we kept our mouths shut. Not anymore. Mayday! 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 This is USG Ishimura. This is... What the hell? I don't believe this. The whole comm system is offline. Now he's gone too far. Bailey out.
Cranking that freaking music. Well, it's entirely unclear why. That was basically just an uneventful
Communications
railway
array
tunnel.
offline. A service technician has been notified.
That comms array is in bad shape. We need at least 6 working dishes for a strong enough signal. Make sure they're aligned symmetrically so there are no power gaps.
Oh. I spent my stasis pack. I guess this is where I'm supposed to be talking. There's kind of nothing going on, and I feel like in the previous episodes, you know, I have not shut up in a long while. I think I've issued most of the major complaints, so until something new comes up. I like them apples, bitch.
Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity.
Come at me, asshole. better. Step back, Isaac. What are you doing? I imagine there's an objective here I'm supposed to be fulfilling, but I'd kind of rather soak up all the loot first. Okay, so what? I'm supposed to replace all of the mangled ones? I'll give him this. This is a pretty intuitive puzzle. I didn't have to look up what I was supposed to do. That's a plus. I guess it's not really a puzzle, though. It would have been a puzzle to try and figure out what I was supposed to do. Like it has been in so many other cases. Because I don't pay attention to the support characters. There's something I can talk about. Relevance of the story to the gameplay. Because, as an example, here in Dead Space, what I'm finding is that, for the most part, the story stuff really doesn't have anything to do with anything. Like, this room I'm in. Maybe I will just quickly check the objective. Swap out broken dishes and create a circle of working ones. Okay, yeah. That's what I figured. So that leaves 2 spots. Alley-oop. It doesn't really matter in any way that this is a communications array. That element of context is barely relevant to the story. It's a completely arbitrary problem to be having, right? Now, to be sure, any problem is arguably arbitrary. But in particular, the reason I say that this one is arbitrary, arbitrary in the sense that obviously a writer just came up with the problem that you're going to have. It's not obvious that this would be an inherent problem. Either because of realism might be one reason. If you were telling a story that was a little more rooted in if you're telling a story that's a little more rooted in reality, then maybe you could literally just, this is a problem that we're having because obviously we would have that problem. That's an inherent challenge of this type of task or something like that. is how you could tell a story. A lot of stories, the problems are caused by characters. So there you have kind of the more straightforward human conflicts that more or less everybody understands.
That's it. It's working. Get back to communications and use the control panel to send our coordinates to the Valor.
But for the most part, any random challenge that protagonists face in a story is obviously just the challenge that the writer thought of. Nothing more noteworthy than that. That's, you know, that's what the lead story writer, or at least the writer of this level, decided was going to be the problem for this level. But the reason it comes across as particularly arbitrary, if you will. I'm just going to make another save because I don't want to have to do that bullshit again if I die. The reason it comes across as particularly arbitrary is because there's nothing to do with the gameplay.
USM Valor, widecasting on all frequencies to USG Ishimura in response to your SOS. We've picked up your escape pod, number 47, and are en route to your position. This message will repeat every 30 seconds until you respond.
What? Isn't that the escape pod Hammond jettisoned? One of those things was on board. No. No, this isn't going to happen. USM Valor. Come in, Valor. Your signal isn't strong enough. I'm going to open the blast doors and boost the signal.
Error. Blast door blockage detected. Please contact a repair technician.
Shit! Isaac, there's something big on the hull of the ship, directly above the comms array.
I'm a repair
Something
technician.
organic. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. We have to get the doors open to transmit to the Valor. You should have a clear shot from ADS Cannon 48. Get to the cannon and blow it out into space.
Fuck you. That wasn't bad, having the elevator come up. Personally, I might have chosen one of the exploding enemies. Maybe that's unfair, but for a horror effect, I think it would have made you jump a little more. Going, oh crap. I'm already way too close to this thing. Oh, there's no connection there. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, so we can go down for speed. I know I said that I was going to power along for the damage. What else could I be doing, though, just to be sure? Waste a bunch of crap on this garbage. No. Yeah, force gun. Cool. And we'll save again, just 'cause. The bigger deal I'm getting at is the fact that the arrangement, for instance, of objects in the circle like that is that's the actual mechanical thing that you're being asked to do. But that's not a mechanically interesting task, you know? Well, I mean, arguably it is a mechanically interesting task. It would be more interesting if you were asked to do it in the middle of a fight, but the greater point is that they said was make the radar array, or the transmission array, whatever the hell it was. Make this dish that's going to send and receive messages. That's transmission. Radar is for imaging and detecting things in your environment. Anyway. There's a prime example though. You could just as easily have said, oh, that's the radar array, and described a completely different problem. You could have said, I'm bracing for aliens and trying to scour my brain for improvised story ideas. But as an example, you could have said, we're flying blind if we want to plot a course for our escape pod. There you go. That could be your thing. Is we're trying to escape. We need to plot a course, but the radar is just... Hey. Like Half-Life thing.
USM balance. Commander Daniels on USG Ishimura, come in. Do not open the escape pod.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Spawn.
It's all the same general concept. It's...
Why did they open? Damn it.
Oh
my God.
Supposed to be this side. No, I'm not supposed to do anything about that.
Wish I could just talk to someone. It's all falling apart here.
Isaac. Isaac, are you there? Thank God you're alright. I've been trying to reach you. Someone's been blocking my rig signal remotely. A crash must have interrupted the signal block.
Hammond, where have you been?
Surviving. Barely. I found some med supplies and patched myself up. Listen. I'm calling aboard on the mission. Fuck the CEC and fuck the chain of command. We have to get the hell out of here. I think I've located a shuttle on the crew deck. The flight log says it needs a new singularity core, but we can probably salvage one from the Valor. I can see the tail end of it sticking out from the side of the Ishimura.
Go to
I'm
place
headed
Y
down there
and
now
collect
to find a way
object X,
inside.
right? We've
I'll
seen
meet you
fetch
there.
quests a
Hammond out.
million times. The story is fairly trivial.
Isaac, if what he says is true about the shuttle, we might have a chance of getting out of here. Head to the cargo bay and see if you can help Hammond. In his condition, he may not last long.
A lot of the older shooters, like Doom, the objective was often rarely anything other than either murder everything in this room or murder everything in this room was usually effectively the objective you needed to complete in order to fulfill a stated objective, which was almost always get to the exit. Right? So these things like transporting objects or completing a ring, right, of little dish things, they're all just about providing the vague framework for why you need to be in a room killing monsters. I would prefer if more games took it upon themselves to try to integrate in some way these story elements into gameplay. What do I mean by that? How did it get behind me? Whatever. Hey, completely missed these on the way in. I'll give you an example from a game I played recently. It's a game called Firefall. So in addition to story missions where they have the exact same kind of thing, they spit out some exposition about the thing you need to do, and then you go and do it. Firefall has player-driven missions where you need to collect resources in order to unlock and upgrade your abilities and your equipment. So what you do is you'll retrieve a device called a thumper, which is a mining apparatus. Excuse me. I'm surprised there was only one of those. You have to go out into the open world of that game, find a spot on the ground by doing basically some prospecting, where you have another piece of equipment that detects natural resources in the environment around you. So you sort of play this hotter, colder game and find a spot that's resource rich, and then you drop the thumper there. And the thumper begins mining the resources out of the spot where you dropped it. And while it does that, it creates an incredible amount of noise, which draw the local wildlife straight toward you. And in a couple cases, I think can even draw some of the smarter human enemies to you because they're aware that you're conducting operations and they want to interfere. So completely player-driven, just these are the factual consequences of the actions you're going to perform. But you have to take it upon yourself to initiate the task and to to initiate the task and to carry out the mission. It's all completely on you and for your own motive, right? The reason why you bother to do this is because you need those resources for upgrading your ship. So they create a system where you want to become more powerful. The incentive is always be more powerful. Contact energy, passwords. And then I'm not going to bother with the stasis packs. Every time I take a stasis pack, there's a fucking recharge right around the corner. Yeah, one more of these. Maybe one. What was I saying? Oh, right. Sorry. So the thing is, it would be more interesting to me if instead of having a scripted story where they just said, this is what you got to do, you had that kind of player-driven story where you actually need more resources, you know? In a way, for example, I would appreciate it so much more if they just dumped you onto the Ishimura with these tasks even in the environment having to be done. But instead of the support characters coming over the intercom and telling you that you need to do them, it just being sort of evident that these are the things that need to be done, and they leave you to it, you know? But these games are, you know, they're linear games. They're sort of these, we're going to tell you a story, we're going to pretend that this is a movie rather than a video game, and we're going to take you through the beats one by one, right? And it's not so much, I don't want to imply that I think there's something very specifically wrong with that. It's not where I'm supposed to be anyway. That's weird though. I seem to, oh, there's a command station, there's a switch there. It's just not projecting its little holographic nonsense. Where was I? Oh, I was going to say, it's not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that. Like, the approach that they're taking here is basically the same approach that, you know, I don't know, Super Mario took. Where you just, here's the level we made, beat it, and then we'll give you another one. And we'll do that until we run out of development time, right? Oh, this was, if this is actually, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. This was a very short episode. I'll give you a little bit more. It's just that I feel like, anyway, the idea, for example, of levels is something that irks me. The idea that we made a game, and then we made the exact same game, but we changed around the scenery, and we did that 26 times.
Good, you made it inside. Listen, I just found the munitions log for the Valor.
End to end, and that's the
I don't
game,
think their
right?
presence here is a coincidence. They're not on reconnaissance, and they're not on patrol. This ship is prepped for war. They're on a seek and destroy mission. Do you hear me?
Anyway, so the
Isaac,
bit
I've lost him again.
is not that that's
No signal
a
from
problem.
Hammond's
It's
rig.
not that that's
Find
wrong.
the Singularity Core and get the hell
It's just
out
that
of
I'm kind
there.
of surprised that it's popular. I guess it's popular because it's easier. It's easier to tailor a handful of scenarios than it is to create an engine that can support procedural scenarios, or it's easier to... That's probably not actually true. A lot of indie games prefer the procedural approach because it means that they don't have to burn as much time tailoring the individual levels. So maybe that's not a fair justification. At the end of the day, I don't know. you know, I only do game design stuff kind of as a hobby. I have never undertaken anything even remotely as substantial as a third-person shooter. So I don't know if it's an ease thing or if it's a deliberate kind of, this is how we think it ought to be done. But if it is that, if it is just this is how we believe games ought to be.
Entering zero gravity.
Isaac, one of the Valor's weapons ripped open in the crash.
Okay.
Those green orbs you see are highly radioactive, and the Valor's airlock has sealed itself. You're going to have to throw those into space before you can get into the ship.
Okay. I imagine that they damage me when they come close. Oh no, hey, where are you going? So I shoot these 3 things, the gate opens up. There's another 3 on the far side. Come on, Isaac. Jump. Oh, I didn't even know he could do a horizontal jump. I thought he would always refuse. Dead Space 2, they give you a jetpack, which is real nice.
Radioactive material removed.
Oh.
Radioactive material removed.
I'm getting all upset because there are baddies crawling all over me. I was trying to figure out, like, what is the radiation hurting him or something? No, it's the fucking necromorphs, bruh. I know I said earlier that I found it a lot more frightening when those things come popping up at you in the absence of sound. I think I'll still...
material removed.
Whoa! Hey, children. How you doing there? Have I mentioned by any chance how weird it is that it's the necromorphs that are, like, more decayed looking that are the tough ones? Okay, where's that? A couple more of those.
Radioactive material removed.
Come on, man. Oh, don't make me do this. Fine. Yeah, the zero-G and vacuum sections of this game, actually, I think are really rather spiffy. Ow. Where? Where are the little bastards?
Radioactive material removed.
Come on. Alright.
Radiation hazard clear. Safety lock released.
Alright, where do I go? Yonder.
for will be in the engine room at the back of the ship. I'm reading massive damage, so you may need to find an alternate route to get there.
Scared by my own shadow there. So was that little roar something in the environment to be worried about? Or was that a fake roar? You fuckers run pretty fast. And they've got a little more human in them. Yeah, what the hell is with the monster design? Improving suddenly. Like they went from the great big, like, you know, armored front rhino
The
thing
infection
that's not
process is
even
doing something strange to these soldiers.
vaguely human.
They all have built-in stasis units in their body armor. The infection is merging the stasis unit into their flesh or something, making them move fast. Real fast. Be careful.
I don't understand why merging a stasis field into your flesh would make you move quickly. It seems like it would do the exact opposite of that. But whatever. I will load up the force gun so as to blow away shit that is. So this is relatively interesting. The actual objective is just that I need to go over there somewhere, right? But instead of saying something arbitrary, like, you need to match the box configuration, I don't know, something dumb. Instead what they have done is they've just created a room where there's this grid shit on the floor and where I can manipulate some of the containers. And then they leave it to me. That's much better. Come on, boy. Don't be shy. Anyway, and then they leave it to me. It's much better than like I said, doing something completely arbitrary. Now, again, like if you want to be a jerk about it, you can still make the claim that this is just as arbitrary. What the hell? Can I only push things? That's not how this used to work. This is so awkward. That's a little more like what I'm used to with this gun. That the fucking reload command does not work unless I'm in aim mode. Where the hell did that one come from? Did not know I could move those boxes.
Isaac, you made it home again?
Yes. So, yeah, anyway, the arbitrary objective in that case is that I need to get to the other side of the door, right? But there's no escaping sort of the arbitrariness of the object of the game, right? But the trick is that in Dead Space, the object of the game is something like fulfill whatever mission objective. If the object of Dead Space were always just
Isaac,
get to the other side of the
position,
room,
but it doesn't look like I can
No.
reach you. This damn ship was nearly shared in half. I made it to the bridge. It's a
then it
mess
would be a
here.
little more organic
These
when you
poor
had to.
bastards didn't stand a chance. I'm going to override all door locks so you can get to the engine room. I'll try and catch up with you there.
It would be a little more organic as you are trying to navigate the environments, you know. If they did away with the patently obvious challenges, or the patently obvious arbitrary challenges, I should say, and only had what you might call natural ones, where where it is completely incidental. Like that's when I described, for instance, the idea of nice to just wouldn't it be nice to just sort of be dropped on the Ishimura and told you need to survive, and then sort of all of the same missions are there, but they're just they're just kind of objectives that are waiting to be completed, that aren't scripted and don't have to be done in a specific order. Don't necessarily have to be done in a specific order. It's fine if they still have to be done logically in a particular order. But then it would seem less arbitrary.
My name is Terence Kyne, Dr. Kyne. Listen to me. There isn't much time. If you really can repair the shuttle, there is a better use for it than just running away. You must understand, the forces at work here are greater than you can imagine. If you leave now, you condemn all humanity. The planet will never stop, never rest unless the marker is returned. Don't you see? The church is wrong. This is all a trap. I've seen it. Please, you must help me.
It's a trap. That's an interesting piece of context that I did not have for Dead Space 2. In Dead Space 2, I broadly assumed that the church was kind of fulfilling the marker's bidding. But not that they were being duped, that is, by the marker's creator. You are guilty of being way too fucking slender, my friend. Damn it. Just die already. Yeah, maybe it's actually my personal fear of Slender Man that's doing it, but those guys, those tall ones that disintegrate into these little bits, combination Slenderman and the Thing. That's actually given me a little bit more of the horror that I would hope all of the enemies would have. You know, instead it's been pretty much just a handful of them. And it's all, nevertheless, kind of being undercut by just how comically ridiculous even human corpses behave. But,
This is Commander Cadigan. We have hostiles on
there are
board.
little signs
This is
of
not a
potential.
drill. Hostiles are alien. Repeat, alien and extremely dangerous. All personnel, have weapons ready and fire at will.
I'm not wasting ammo on this, what? What are you talking about? I wonder if there's a prize, though. That would be interesting. Seems like the kind of thing the designers might do. You know, like beating the carnival games in Left 4 Dead 2. Gives you achievements. So, like, again, I'm supposed to be like, oh my god, he's cradling his severed leg! But I don't know that guy. And then he's just dead. He doesn't freak out and attack me. He doesn't, like, I don't know. I don't know. There's definitely something missing. There we go. Oh, you still have it. Well, let's have the arm. There we go. And coincidentally, the head. What? So I take it this is a stasis moment. Got any more? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Ugh. Sorry. Sickness has been making me sneeze a lot more often as well. Averages are up. 1 sneeze as opposed to none per episode. Oh, okay. Well, what the hell then? Where am I supposed to go? Tell me, breadcrumbs. Absolve me of thought. I think I mentioned before, but yeah, my vastly preferred solution. Was there a reason for that sting? They're playing more music for no reason. Is it this door? Is the door supposed to scare me? Hell, I thought I saw something else on the ground. Make a save. I prefer the minimap with the immediate location of the objective displayed, rather than things that map the actual route. Because by saying, for example, the equivalent of the objective is north of you, that doesn't tell me which turn I have to take, so I'm still forced to kind of navigate myself and learn the environment. And yet, because I have the benefit of the map, I'm not as likely to completely lose my place as if they gave me nothing at all. What are we doing here? How much more of this is there going to be?
Lockdown lifted.
Okay. I'm going to say, it's getting kind of ridiculous here. I'm not sure why they did that. Give me a nice open space so that I can deal with the enemies in a reasonable fashion. Like, there's a lot more generic shooter that particular encounter. I'm trying to think about why they might have done that. Maybe, you know, I mean, ultimately that is easier than when shit's up in your face shrieking at you, and you have relatively minimal time to react and all that stuff. So maybe they did it as a breather encounter to kind of say, look how far you've come, you know, that you're able to mow these guys down. That would make a lot of sense, again, if we were looking at action game goals, but it doesn't add up really in a horror game sense. You don't usually want, again, you don't want a moment where the player's going to feel powerful. So I don't know, maybe that was just supposed to be an encounter where I didn't stand in the corner sniping the whole time. Maybe that was an encounter where I was expected to walk out into the middle of the room and get surrounded. That doesn't seem likely, though. I think they would have waited until I was in the middle of the room to trigger it in that case. Hey, a store. Good times. ones, I mean, the worthwhile ones. Oh wow, that's a lot of force energy. Ooh. Getting real close to another power node there. Unfortunately, also running real low on plasma energy, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's about right. Need to find a bench. Okay. Finish the upgrades on the force gun. That guy. This one seems like one where they ought to let me kill him. To put him out of his misery, etc. No? Apparently not, I'm just meant to leave that guy suffering. Cool. Cool game. Like, I mean, I get that it's just a general rule that they mark living humans as non-targets, but they'd have made an exception under the circumstances. Might have given me, I don't know, given me an opportunity for moral expression to say whether I thought that, you know, it's worth it to become a murderer to spare a person. Could have had a poignant moment. Instead, add more Dead Space. I hope it feels like we're building toward a climactic situation, maybe, so I wouldn't mind talking a little bit more about kind of my overall feelings. I'm really upset now that I've played through so much of the game with that mouse issue, because knowing that it was not an inevitability is a real bummer. This game is not bad. It's not bad. The actual, like, the shooting is fine. And obviously that's this game's meat and potatoes. So it's a real bummer that that I meant to use this thing as portable cover, yeah? Fire. It doesn't really seem to go far enough to be meaningful. Oh. It does. Woo! Oh, I see what each one is about. I can drive the... There's the screw. Oh no, even that. That's really weird and disconcerting to actually take control away from me. Ah! To do this animation of him burning up. And then just return it. Okay, cannot back up. Understood. How the hell am I supposed to get anywhere in that case? Where am I supposed to go? Run. What in the hell am I supposed to be doing? Alright, journal. Talk to me. That's not even kinda helpful. Nope. Shooting that thing doesn't help. Really feel like I'm probably meant to go and Zone 3, but I don't understand how I'm supposed to get back if I can't pull. That was correct. Oh wow, holy shit, those large impacts kick ass. That took me from empty to full. That is, oh, and these things have nothing to do with they're just blockages that you have to navigate around. I'm learning so much. Ow! Seriously, I was right behind it. Okay, there's a lot of cargo, so anticipate heavy resistance upcoming. push no button. Can't get even a space this big and wide open without something happening in it. I will be shocked. I will be truly shocked. Also pretty impressed, but truly shocked if they do not make use of this room for a combat encounter. Huh. Nothing more to say there. It's on me to figure out how I can get through this area. Bunch of big loud machines. No evident points of interaction on any of them. Can I get pieces some of this? His handle looks like. I have no idea, which means I'm probably gonna have to play the dumb music over this section. So those machines are smoking, and these ones are not, which would seem to imply that up above, maybe it was the circuits that I shot out. Oh.
Is that it? You got it? Oh my god! You got it! That's the piece we need. Get to the crew deck.
Now's the combat encounter. See? Aha! Look at that.
Isaac! Over here! I'm trying to reach you. My comm was out. You got the singularity core, that's our ticket out of here. Get that core to the shuttle! Don't wait for me! Oh, fuck me!
Daddy pants. Let's do it. Press and heal button is not doing anything. So, I think I might be out of health. Nope, which means that's gonna be the end. So, I guess I'll have to stock up on a med pack. I'm trying to think. If I die another time here, I'm just gonna reload rather than force you to endure. Oh, yeah. I do not have enough health to make it through that situation, so we're gonna reload. Sorry, anyway. Yeah, that particular critter is, you know, there's not a whole lot I can do, because those are some narrow gaps, so when it decides to charge, there's not a whole lot I can do to stop it. And since it's one of the dark colored ones, that makes it super strong. As a result, difficult to kill. And as a result of being difficult to kill, it gets more shots in. And anyway, long story short, I would have been replaying that section an awful lot before I ever managed to sort out how to keep that thing. To basically play it perfectly right. I only have so close. I would really like to know if that's actually necessary, or if there's something I'm just missing that will allow me to navigate this section completely uncovered. Feels like I should be able to grab this thing and walk backwards with it. Damn it! Yeah, Isaac lets a pretty big gap form between him and the apparatus, so it doesn't seem like that's actually a viable plan.
Is that it? You got it? Oh my god! You got it! That's the piece we need. Get to the crew deck.
Oh, right. That's not how saving works in this game. I was just thinking, hey, you know, I'll make a save here just in case. Oh, I guess they put a checkpoint there, though, so it'll still be okay.
Over here! I've been trying to reach you.
Using that pulse rifle, dude, that's no good.
Another singularity core, that's our ticket out of here.
That's a piece of shit gun.
Get that core, Gustavo! Don't wait for me! Oh, fuck me.
I like that he takes time to say, oh fuck me, before he starts shooting. Maybe he wouldn't be quite so dead. You know? Yeah, that thing just does not stop running. No, it pretty much doesn't. Also,
I just lost all of Hammond's vitals. Is he dead?
that quarantine.
Oh, God. It's just us now, Isaac.
Lock the entire room down anytime that there's a hazard. Real good safety system. It's funny that they justify it as like a quarantine, like it's, oh, you know, we gotta keep the contamination from spreading or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but you
Warning,
lift.
catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately.
They lift the containment seconds after the necromorph dies. It's like the infection, the microbial issue that safety system exists for is still a problem. Still there, still infectious, still, you know, whatever
Warning,
biohazard danger has not disappeared. But whatever. You're not supposed to use the elevators when there's a fire.
Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately.
Ugh.
Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately.
Sure thing, bruh. Anytime. That was weird. The Dutch angle fixed itself. Alright, just get over to the thing, please. Can't even see what's going on.
Exiting zero gravity.
Alright, this episode has gone on super long.
Exiting vacuum.
This episode's gone on super long, so thankfully we're at the end here and we can wrap it up. So I will see y'all next time. Bam! Yeah. I apparently need more health, so we're starting down that road next. Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we're getting to the ending pretty soon. 10th chapter. That's not bad. It's a nice round number. And I will see you next time for End of Days.